Good evening, everyone. Sorry, it's good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm audible.
Yes, audible.
Okay. So, welcome all of you, right? Once again, another demo session of the data analysis batch, right? In the first session, we have seen that what is data analysis, right? And how it works, what is the workflow of data analysis. And in today's session, we will talk about the Power BI, right? So it's very trending, right? And after the first demo, I have got lots of query about the Power BI, right? So if you remember that I have discussed about the duration of the Power BI, right? So lots of students are concerned about that, sir, how we can cover all Power BI in 2 weeks, right? So I laughed in starting, if they remember, right? Because it's not all Power BI. It's not a very big thing, right? As we have in the market, like there are so many rumors that Power BI is very tough, right? It's very difficult. If you understand, you will get the good job. You can have good package, right? It's not about all these things, right? Let me clear you all these things, right? And then we will do a small project on Power BI today, right? And you will understand how easy it is, right? It is easy than Excel also, right? If you know the Excel very well, then I will say that, okay, you will understand the Power BI very easy. Getting a point, everyone? Understood, right? So let me open the SB board and tell you about the workflow of Power BI, right? And also, the questions are asked by so many students that, sir, how we can be pro level in Power BI in 2 weeks, right? So first I will tell you about the Power BI. So that I already mentioned, we will take 2 weeks, right? So what do you think? This 2 weeks is for what? To understand the concept and the tools of the Power BI, right? So in 2 weeks, you will understand the tool, right? Completely. Whatever you can do in the data set. If you have the data set, what you can do in that data set, how you can generate the report, how you can create the dashboard, right? Getting a point? Now, the question comes, how we can be expert in the Power BI, right? So I will tell you how you can be expert. So after doing this, right? After doing this, how you can be the good in. So suppose I given you I explain you one project in the Power BI, right? In every that module, we will have one project, right? And one I will give you as a homework, right? So two projects we will deal in every module. Now, if you want to be expert in Power BI, so what you can do? You will can do 3, 5, or 10, 20 projects, right? So that will make you understandable that how you become a good, better, and the pro level, right? Or the expert in the your Power BI, right? So that will give you the understanding. If you do 3 to 5 projects, right? I will say, okay, you have little understanding about the. I haven't shared the screen. Okay, just a second. Sorry, no one have told me. Guys, you have to tell me now. No one is replying. I allowed you to. I think I forgot to share the screen. Just a second. You have not missed too much because I'm audible. Okay, so I've shown you that out of the Power BI that we have covered in the 2 weeks, right? Duration is 2 weeks, and I will give you the understanding of the tool, right? Everything in the tools, whatever it present, what is necessary uh, as a your kind of fresher level, right? When you're going to the or you are going for the 2 years experience or 1 year experience, it is more than sufficient that I will cover in the training, right? So that I will give you the understanding. But if you want to become a expert or good in the Power BI, so you have to go for the different kind of projects, and I will tell you from where you can get all these projects in a free, right? These are the real-time projects. And what is real time? Real time means it happened somewhere. No dummy values are there. It happened somewhere, right? So I will tell you from where you can get these projects, right? And you can practice 3, 5, 10, 20 on the ability of your time, right? If you have time, go for the 100 projects, right? So that will make you perfect in the Power BI. I can make you understand about the tool, right? Same way, same wise, I tell you about the Python also. In 1.5 months, it's me that make you understand about the Python. And it's differ from the batch to batch, right? So in one batch, I've taken 3 months in the only Python. Only Python I've taken 3 months. Why? Because they are very slow. They are pulling me down that, okay, sir, please repeat this concept. So I will make you understand again and again till you are not confirm me that, okay, sir, I have understood. Okay. So it's up to you also how much time you will take for the training, right? And how much you need to understand the tool or the codings, right? So I will give you all the understanding. I cannot make you the perfect. Perfect, you can make yourself. Getting my point? Is that clear to all of you? You can unmute yourself and tell me. Is that clear to all of you? Is there any doubt about the Power BI tool? That how we are covering in the 2 weeks? And it's not that we have only 2 weeks, right? I will see if you need, you will take 3 weeks to understand our concept. I will take 3 weeks, right? So it's never complete in 3 months. Let me tell you clearly. We are taking money for 3 months, but you will get in reward of the value of 4 months, right? 3.5 or 4 months. Got it? Okay. Just a second. So this is all about the Power BI. Now let me tell you the workflow of Power BI, right? So after that, we can go for the project in Power BI. It is so much similar as Excel, right? And why it is similar, not same? Because Excel is meant for all the work, right? All the mathematical computing and also for the data analysis. But Power BI is just for data analysis, not for the other work, right? So that is why we say it is same as, almost same as Excel. Now, what is the workflow of Power BI? So the workflow of Power BI can be divided into two parts, right? One is backend and another is front end. Now here what is happening in backend, what you will do, you will take the data, right? What you will do, you will get the data, right? There are tons of sources from where you can get the data, right? Now after getting the data, right, it can be from the cloud, it can be from the database, it can be from any file that you have in your computer, right? After that, you will put this data in the backend, and that backend called Power Query Editor, right? Don't write, don't need to write, right? Everything we will get, right? You will get this page also if you want, right? Don't worry. So Power Query Editor will be there, right, in the backend. What it will do, it will help you to clean the data, right? So what is the first thing when we have the data? We will clean that data. We will do the pre-processing, right? That is called pre-processing, right? Or data cleaning, anything you can say. Now, this is the work of the backend. When you do complete the pre-processing part, the data cleaning part, you move this data to the front end. Getting my point, right? So this is the major part, what we do, where we spend almost 80% of time when we going for the project, right? So if we have a project, we are taking 100% time. So out of the 100%, we take 80% time in the Power Query Editor, right? So this is the main thing. That is why everywhere when we are collecting data nowadays, we are doing data validation, we are applying the data validation, and we are uh, uh, storing that data in a proper way. so that we cannot spend so much time, we cannot waste so much time on the pre-processing part, right? Okay, now in the front end, when our data reach to the front end, it will go to the power pivot, right? So power pivot is the term that you have seen in the Excel also, right? And in Excel, when we use power pivot, no, pivot is, you understand, but when we use power pivot, why we call power pivot? Why we need the power pivot in the Excel? Can anyone tell me? Anyone?
In macro.
No. Macro is for the recordings, right? Recording these steps, right? Anyone? What is the necessary of power pivot? No. Okay, so in pivot tables, we do the modifications. We get the data according to ourselves, right? How we need the data, right? How we the query, how we need the output, right? So we arrange the data in the rows and the column format, right? We have in the column format, we convert into the rows format, right? So that is called pivot. Now, if I talk about the power pivot, why we need the power pivot in Excel also? When we have more than one table. When we have multiple tables, so we need power pivot, right? So here in the front end, there is nothing that you have to declare. You can take one table, you can take 100 tables. You can take 200, 2 lakh tables, right? So that is why we say front end as a power pivot. Got it, everyone? Right? So now in the power pivot, we have different three views we have. Like we have data view, where we can see the data, right? What we have. Right? This is the first window that you can see. Another window is what? Report view. In report view, we have multiple sheets, right? There you can generate multiple reports, like in Excel. In Excel, one workbook has multiple sheets, right? So similarly, in the report view also, you can make multiple reports, because report is what? Where we do all the analysis, all the calculations, right? In the tabular form as well in the chart form, right? So that is report view. After that, we have data model, right? Can you even tell me about the data models? What is data model? No. What is data model? Why we need data modeling? No one knows about the data model. Okay, let me tell you about the data model. Data modeling is what? When we have multiple tables and we have to connect each other, right? And how we connect each other? With a single unique column, right? We must, if we are connecting two tables using data modeling, so we must have a single column that is common in both the tables, right? Or in the multiple tables, right? So that is called data modeling, where we can see how the tables are connected to each other. If we have multiple tables, right? If we have single, though, it's not needed. Then last one is what? DAX. Right? This is also very important. So data analysis expression. Right? So after data view, we do the data modeling, right? We have the data modeling, we meet the connections. Then we are using DAX functions and using some analysis, what we have in our mind, we project the reports, right? And that is how we create the reports. And after creating multiple reports, what we do, right? We have multiple reports. We have so many analyses are there, but out of the all the analysis, some are very important. What are some of giving the all the conclusion, right? So that we will put in one window, and that is called dashboard, right? Out of the multiple reports, we create one which is giving all the conclusions, right? So that is called dashboard. Got it, everyone? Understood about the workflow of Power BI? And that is all we have to learn, right? One by one. But today, what we will do a project, right? And we have to reach directly to the report. So what we will do? We skip the backend part, right? That we understand in the training, right? Everything from the scratch. How we can take the data from the different sources, right? So 2-3 sources I will tell you how you can do. Right? Today I will tell you one of the important way how we can take the data, right? So that is very important that I will take, and we will go to the directly to the front end, and then we will go for the data modeling, for the report view, how we can make the reports, right? So that we will do. Understood, everyone? Any doubt in this? Got it? Understood? See, no one is replying. How can I understand that you guys are listening or not? Please unmute yourself. Tell me, I'm audible. You
Yes,
understood?
understood.
Everyone understood?
Yes.
Someone is? Okay. Okay. Okay, let's move. So all these notes you will get, right? Don't worry. I'm not saving this because I have these already. Now I will open the Power BI desktop. Just a second. Okay. So I go to the search bar. I will type Power BI and you will get the Power BI desktop, right? You will open this. I will tell you how you can download. It's free, right? Okay, we will take the blank report because it's the first time that we are going to make, right? Now, this is the window of Power BI desktop, right? This is the front end. This is not the back end, right? How you can reach the back end? By first you have to get the data, or you can go to the transform data, right? Where we transform the data means we do the pre-processing, right? So that is a way. So there are lots of ways. Import the data from Excel, import data from SQL Server, right? So there are lots of ways to import the data, right? The better way or the ideal way to import the data is from there, get data, right? So there you can see lots of way, right? So this is not the only ways that you can import the data. If you go for the more options, you will see how many ways are there. See, so if it is anywhere in the world, the data you can take from there, right? You need the credentials, right? Valid credentials, and you can import the data from there. I will show you 2, 3, 4, right? How you can get this data, right? So one of the way is very important, that is folder option, right? So what is the folder option? Suppose you have the sales data of 2020, right? And you have created the reports, right? Now, in the next year, you get another data, 2021. Now, what you will do? You have to make another report, right? But in the folder option, you don't have to make another report. What you can do, you can dump that file in that folder and the report will be updated. Getting my point? So that is the benefit of the folder option. So we'll choose the folder option and I will show you by putting that new data in that folder and show you that changes in your graphs and everywhere, these reports, right? Got it, everyone? Okay, let's start. So we have the folder, we need the folder option and connect. Now it's asking the path, right? So you can browse the path because it's in your PC. So I've saved the file in the saved that folder in the desktop with the name of the webinar, right? In the webinar, we have another sales data, right? So I'm taking this path, okay, and now okay. So this is the CSV file that we have, right? Now we have to combine it and load to the front end. If you want to do the pre-processing, then you go for the transform data, combine and transform. If you don't want to transform, that I'm skipping it, right? Because we don't have so much time in a one lecture so that we can do the transformation and the front end part also, they're making the reports. So we are skipping that part and we are directly going to the front end part, right? It's combined and load. Right? So this is your data, right? Now what you do, you press OK and you will get this data in your front end. You want to see the backend window also? If you want to see, let me show you the backend window. Co-host, just a second. Who's host? Okay. So if you want to see the backend window, I can show you, right? We have less time, but I can show you transform data, right? When I go for the transform data, a new window will open instead of this, right? So this is the new window, right? Here you do all the transformation with the help of these tools, right? And we will understand every tool. So every tool is made for the transformation very easy. So if you take pre-processing almost 1 hour for any data to clean, you will take only 15 minutes in Power BI, right? So that much it is easy from the Excel, right? So it is a different window you can see. This is the back end that I'm moving, and in the back we have front end, right? So the data what you will modify, then you have to in the last close and apply, right? So that you can move this data to the front end, right? But we have skipped this part. I'm closing this one, and it's not that when you close it, it will go on. No, it will on the back end, right? It just the window will close. Anytime if you want to open it again, go to the transform data and it will open again. Got it, everyone? Okay. Now this is the sales data, right? In the right side, you can see this is the sales data. This is the charts and graphs that is available that you can choose and make it here. So right now you are seeing the report view, right? So I talked about the 4 windows. So the first is what? Report view. Here you have lots of pages, like page 1, then you go for the page 2 also, page 3, for multiple reports, right? Suppose because we have very less space now, you cannot put all the report, all the things in the single page, right? You can have multiple pages, right? Then you can make in the last dashboard, right? Combining all the reports. Then we go for the data view, right? So now the data view is here. So this is the sales data. All the columns are here. You can see. So you can see all the data together. Now this is the model view where you see the relationship. So we have only one table, so we don't have the relationship. So if we have the another one, so it definitely have the relationship. And how we have the relations, how many relations we have, that we will understand the trading, right? So it's a big topic. And then we have the DAX functions, right? So DAX functions writes in the AM codes. You have to use just a simple things, right? And I will let you know how we can write the DAX functions, right? So that is mainly the calculations, right? The measures that you will calculate, calculation that you have to do for the reports, about making the charts and you're making the dashboards, right? So we'll see it later. Now we come to the report view, right? And before moving to the report view, I will let you know about the data also. We have to understand the data also. We cannot directly generate the reports, right? So let's go for the data. Right. Okay. So if you can see, this is the sales data. If you can see the source name that CSV values we have, right, from where we have taken. Now this is row ID. I don't know what is row ID, the row number maybe, right? Then we have the order ID. So order ID is what? Alphanumeric, right? Then we have order date. Then we have ship date. We have ship mode, right? So ship mode, we have generally like different first class, same day, second class, okay, standard. So way of sending the equipments, right? Or your goods, right? So that is the ship mode. Now the customer ID, different customers we have, their IDs is unique, right? So we must have the customer IDs. Now customer name, segment, right? So segment, like they are divided into 3 parts, I think consumer, corporate, and the home offices, right? Okay. In the 3 segments, they generally ship the assignments, right? Now the country, I think we have only one, that is United States, right? So generally we don't need to have this in the analysis, right? Country, if we have only one country, so what is the purpose of showing that? So city, we have lots of cities, right? In United States, you can see lots of cities are there, right? So this, you have to understand the first data also, right? We have states also, so many states in the United States. Then we have postal code, then we have region, then we have product ID, category, subcategory, right? So lots of things we have, product name, sales. So is a very big data, right? We have sales, quantity, discount, right? Profit. Right? So that is all we have, right? Now, out of this, we have to think that what we have to put in the our report, right? So I think we can make 7 to 8 reports, right? As the data is very long, right? We can have the relationship, we can have so many things, and we can make across like 7 to 8 reports, right? Out of the 7 to 8, I will show you one, right? So it's not that, okay, I have given you five the graphs and charts, and you say that, okay, so that's all. No, you can make as much you can. That it depends on the problem statements also, right? Like suppose you are dealing, you are having a meeting with your stakeholders, right? The project comes with that stakeholder. So if he tells you about the problem that he is facing with the data, so he will give you the problems, right? And according to the problems, you will make the reports. It's not that you what you can do, but we are in the trainings, so now we have to that thinking also, that what we can do with this data, right? So you have to open your mind according to the field of the sales, right? So you cannot restrict yourself that, okay, give me the problems and then only I can make the reports. No, you have to open your mind and think about the data, what problem we have here, right? And what problem we can have here, and where we can have the solutions, right? How we can do the solutions, right? Suppose we have the profits, we have the sales, right? If the sales is low, how we can improve this, right? Where we are lagging, where we are good, right? So that we have to look after it, right? But that depends on the problem statement, right? So that is very important. But right now we are free, so we can make anything, right? Okay, so let's start. So let's think what we can do. So this is the sales data, right? Right. So if you have seen the reports, if you have seen the dashboards, as you can see, there Power BI is very trending, and you can see everywhere is the dashboard. And so you have seen the cards. Some cards you have seen: total sales, total profit, total quantity, total customers, total orders, right? So that's kind of card we have. So first we have to make the cards, right? And for the cards, we have to find the measures, right? So what are the measures? First, I have to tell you that, right? So measures are what? The calculations, right? So measures can be for the particular rows also, right? For the different row wise also calculations, right? And one is what? The total sum of a particular column. Like suppose we want to find the total sales. So what we'll do? We will take the total of the sales column, right? So we'll get a one measure, right? That you cannot see in the tabular form, but you can calculate and put in your data view, right? In a database, you can say in your Power BI, right? And then when you want to see in the card form, then you can drag and drop and you can see that value. Directly in the tabular form, you cannot see, right? If you want to see, you can see that value, but in the report view, not in the data view. But you can make the measures, all these measures in the data view, right? I will show you how. Now, suppose we have the sales data. So we have category, we have city, we have country, customer ID. So one measure that we can calculate, that is total customers, right? And that how will come total customers when we can count all the customers IDs, right? Now second is what? Total orders. Using order ID we can calculate, count the total that IDs, you will get the total orders. Now after this, total profit also we can calculate, right? Total quantity also, total sales also, right? And total profit also, right? So all these things we can calculate, right? We will take some of them, right? So we'll understand, okay, how we can get this. So let's go to the report view, right? You can make it here also, anywhere you can do. So here you can see in the sales data, there are 3 dots at the right? So here also you can take the options, like right click, and here is the option of new measure, right? So this is the one way. Another way is what? New measure here at the top, right? When you go to the data view, then also you have new measure options. See, new measure, right? So there, so any way you can choose, right? The main thing is what? You have to choose the way. Okay, so we are calculating new measure. Sorry, new measure, right? So when you ask for new measure, it will ask you how you want to calculate it. You write the formula. You have to write the formula, right? So the measure I want to find the total orders, right? Total orders. Tell me how I can calculate the total orders? Can anyone tell me how we can calculate the total orders? If you want to count the order IDs, you will get the total orders, right? But that is not correct, because in our data we have another column also of the quantity, right? Suppose we have one order ID and that order ID have multiple quantities. So quantity will give you the total value. Yes or no? Getting my point, everyone? Right? So what we have to do, we have to sum the quantity, right? If you go to count, you will get the total rows values, right? And that is not correct, because one count one rows. But in the one row, we can have multiple quantities, right? I will show you. Let me show you the data. If you see, this is the order ID, right? And this order ID, how many quantity we have? We have two. We have three. We have two. So when we add this, then you will understand how many orders are there, right? So this understanding you must have. You cannot go blindly, right? So we have to first calculate the total to the quantity, and that will give you the total orders, right? So where is our measure, right? Okay, this is total measure, total orders, and we have to give the formula. So what we have to do? We have to do the sum, right? Sum. Then you have to start the bracket, right? And then is asking about the which column you have to take for the sum, right? So you have to take the quantity column. Where's the quantity? Yeah, this one, right? And just you have to press enter and you will get this. Okay, sorry, it's selected profit. How? I've given the quantity. By mistake, I think, right? So I have taken now the quantity, right? So now it will give me the total orders, right? How it will give me? Let me show you. So how we can see? If you see here, you have the new measure, but you cannot see this. If you open the data view, right? So there is no measure that you can see any column that gives you this value, right? You cannot see directly. You can see only in the report view. Let me show you. So this is the card. If you see, there is 1, 2, 3, right? Card. So click on this. You have a new card, right? Now just drag this total orders into this card and see, you will get the total orders, right? So now total orders is what? How much? 37.87 thousand. Got it? Understood, everyone? How we have calculated this measure, right? Understood? So we will not talk about the beautifications, right? How we can change the background color, everything we can do. We can even change the size of this total orders. We can make it center. We can make it different color, background color also we can change. We can change this color also. Everything we can do, but that we will understand in the training, right? So that will take the time, because every step by step we have to learn, right? Now the purpose is, today's purpose is what? How we can make the reports. That is our purpose, to create a project, right? So that is what we are doing. We are making the reports with the data set, right? So now this is one measure is done. Now let's do for the another measure, right? What you want to calculate? Tell me. Huh? Okay, sales. So sales also, for that also we have to take the same formula, sum, right? So we are looking for something different. Like suppose we want to find total customers, right? So tell me how we'll get the total customers. Can anyone tell me what should we apply in the formula so that we can get, and where, in which column we have to apply total customers? For the total customers, what we have to do? Anyone? See, no one is replying. Only one student is replying from the offline. If you're not interested, you can leave that meeting, right? It's not that you can sit quietly and you have just do another work, right? If you interested, join it. Otherwise, you can leave this meeting also. You can unmute yourself. You can tell me, I'm asking you something, that how we can do take the measure for the total customers. Any one of you?
With the customer IDs.
Count the customer IDs, right? So that is what, who said this?
And Anup.
Anup. Okay, Anup suggested me that we will count the customer IDs, right? That is all. Okay. So if we take the customer IDs, right? Count the customer IDs. Yeah. So it can be possible there is duplicate customer ID also, right? Yes or no? Right? Because our starting is starting from the category, right? So when you start from the any ID, that can you expect that it is a unique. But if it is in middle, that it can be duplicate also, right? Because any category can be multiple times any customer can order, right? So that can be possible. So in two ways you can calculate. Let's see if there is duplicate or not, or we have the more or not. So how we can do? One thing, we can count the customer ID directly, and one way is what? We can go for the distinct function, right? So distinct function also do the count, right? But it will count only the distinct IDs. It will not count the duplicates, right? So let's do this. Take the measures and see both are same or different. Right. So new measure. So first we'll take total customers. Right? Total customers 1. Right? Why I've taken 1? Because we calculate 2 times, right? One for the simple and one other for the distinct values. So what we have to do? We have to use the count function, right? And after count, we have to start the parenthesis, and then it will give you, suggest you which column you need. So you can take the customer ID column to count it, right? And just press enter, you will get the measure, right? So now measure is done. Now we will take another one, right? Another measure. Where we will take the distinct count. Now here also we have total customers. And we will go for the distinct count. Right? So you can see distinct count, we have the function, right? And after that, you can take a column like customer ID, right?
Take a total customer.
Total customers 2. Yes, right? Now we will press enter and we'll get that measure. Now we have taken 2. Let's paste in the report view and see both the values are same or not, right? So we will take a card. 2 cards, let's take. Right? And 1, and our measures are at the last. Total customers, this one, just a second. So total customer 1, we have 10,000, right? When we have not taken the distinct count. Now we are taking the another one as a distinct count. We have to select this, and we can select directly like this also. So we have 793, right? You can see how many duplicates are there. Got it, Anup? Understood? So why we have to skip that total customer this, right? So because this is not the right information, because again you are getting, because when we are counting the customers, we are counting one customer at one time, not 2 times. If he is ordering 2 times, 3 times, it's not that you have to count again that customer. Got it, Anup? Right? So we have unique customers,
Yes,
793. Understood, everyone?
sir, I am having one doubt.
Yes, tell me.
So here in the total, like total, it is in the decimal number. So means it should be in the integer, no?
Yes, it happens like sometimes if you go for the like we have not gone for the data cleaning now, there must be something like some garbage values will be there, right? So we have to do the pre-processing. We haven't gone for the backend part, right? So we can go and clean that data. Then after that, you will get the right things, right? And maybe the order can be like, suppose you are buying a carrot, right? Suppose the company is Zomato, right? Or it's like a Blinkit, right? So you can have that quantity like 1.2 kgs, right? Suppose it's the vegetable company, right? It's sending the vegetables, right? So you can have that. You're not aware about what is the product we have, right? So you can have the product in the decimals also. It depends, right? Okay, no? Understood? Okay, now let's move. Let's see what else we can do, right? So we have taken 2, 3 measures, right? We can uh, also change the size, right? Suppose you want in less space, right? And whatever you want, right? You can place anywhere, right? It's up to you. Now come to the next part. Uh, we have to make something else, right? The analysis. Like suppose you want to see the sales, right? Or sales on different state wise. Like you can see we have states column also, region also. You can go for the region also, but in for the region we will go for the pie chart, right? So pie chart is better for that. But if we have the states, and we have so many states as you have seen of the United States, so we can go for the line chart. If we have less amount of columns, the number of rows, the values, the different values, then we can go for the column chart also, stack bar chart also. If we have lots of, then we can go for the line chart because it's in sequence, right? So you can get lots of value there. So let's take a line chart. Where's the line chart? So this is the line chart, right? And here we will put in the, so in this chart, we have to give the x-axis and the y-axis, right? So we were looking for the sales. So sales we can give in the y-axis, right? So put the sales and drag to the y-axis, right? Now on the x-axis, what you want? Huh? We are going for the state wise, right? We can go for this that also, but let's go for the state wise. So we have taken these states also. So if you can see, so how the sales are differ state by state, you can see here. Got it? Understood? Now, so this is the sales column. Now look, we're looking for the pie chart, right? Also, like suppose you want to see we have the different segments, we have the different region wise sales also. So if we have the sale data, so your lots of reports analysis will around to the sales only, profit only, right? So because we are looking for that only, na? Our purpose to solve the sales, solve the profit, right? That is our purpose. So our all the graphs and charts will be move around that only. So let's take another chart, pie chart. Okay. Now in the pie chart, you have to give the data labels, right? First, what is the what I say that what we have legends, right? So how the partition will goes, right? So we'll take the region, or you can go for the segment also. Like suppose we have taken the segment, right? So it will divide into different segment. We have consumer, corporate, and home office. Now we have to see the partition, right? How many we have in the how much percentage we have in consumer, how much we have in corporate, how much we have in office, right? So what we have to do, we have to give the values, right? And what values we need? We need the sales value. You can go for anything. You can in one chart you can go for the sales, in other chart you can go for the profit, right? Anything you can take. So we can looking for the sales. So we are put in the values, right? Where's the values? Just a second. Just a second. Yes, I've clicked in line chart. That is why I'm getting those values. So in the values, we have to put the sales amount, right? And you will get the C graph. Got it? This is the pie chart, right? So you can see the consumer will having the more shipment, right? In the consumer, then we have the corporate one, and then we have the home offices. right? We are sending the assignments. Got it, everyone? Now the ship mode also you can see, not ship mode. Yes, ship mode also we can go for the different thing like column chart we can take, right? So there are lots of chart you can see. There is in front of you, you can choose anything. Like suppose you have taken the column chart.
Can you chart?
Yes, any chart you can take. Like I'm taking this chart, stack bar chart, right? I have to put the values inside this. So ship mode will be there, shipping mode, right? And which shipping mode give you how much sales that we are looking for, right? You can see like this. Have to right. So this is the standard class. We are having the most of shipping, right? Then we have second class, then we have first class, and then we have same day. So same day shipping is little more costly, as you know that we are going for the 1 day delivery. So that is taking more money. So that is why we have very less of the customers that go for the same day delivery. Then we have first class, then we have second, and we usually go for the standard class. Like, okay, whenever you want to take the time, you can deliver at that point of time. Got it, everyone? So this is what we have made the some of the analysis, right? And one more, let's make a pie chart. We have the space here. You can make it here also. So let's take one more pie chart. Right. And what we can do for the pie chart, segment wise sales we have done or not? Segment wise we have done. We have not done. We have taken the segment wise sales, right? In the pie chart. Now we can see the region wise sales also. So put the region in the legend and then sales in the your values. See, so this is your region wise. Got it, everyone? Understood? So this is our one of the report that we have created. Huh?
In Excel, you can take.
Lots of time we will take for that, right? If I'm not going to make you understand, if you're not teaching you, so I can make it in the 10 to 15 minutes, right? And the beautification in starting, you will take time, you will understand where the are the tools. After that, you are very easy for you to make these kinds of reports. Yes or no? And I believe that after this session, you can easily make any report if anyone asks you about the Power BI. Yes or no? You tell me. You are able to, if you have data, you know how to upload that data in the front end, how you have to make the charts and that. At least you can try and make that now. You can make understand that, okay, how we can make the report in the Power BI. And how much time you have taken? In just a lecture. In just a lecture, right? We have only given you a single lecture and I'm not giving you any basics of the Power BI, nothing. And you are now eligible for the any simple interview or you can give the so many answers. Got it, everyone? Understood? Any doubt in? You can ask me the question. I have done from my side. No doubts? No questions? If you have any query regarding the admission, the numbers are in the chat. You can take that number. So students, no doubt? Nothing you want to ask? Everything is clear? Any doubt, anything regarding the academics? Regarding the training you want to ask? You can ask me right now. No questions? Okay. So, Shruti, are you there? If there is no doubt, we can
Yes, sir.
close the meeting, right? Okay,
Okay,
class.
okay. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. Let's meet on the next session.